Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking something that's intensely personal, yet, absolutely universal. We're looking at a super brief, incredibly raw stream of consciousness monologue from creator Ali Ansam Mukhtar. This isn't one of those highly polished, heavily edited scripts, not at all. It's a completely unfiltered glimpse straight into a human mind navigating some real discomfort. By mapping out this monologue, we're basically dissecting the anatomy of pain itself, and honestly, more importantly, how we actually choose to move through it.
The whole thing kicks off with this incredibly striking, totally vulnerable statement. I know that I'm in pain. Boom! Right out of the gate, there's absolutely no denial here. No toxic positivity trying to just plaster over the reality of the moment. He immediately grounds us in exactly what he's dealing with. By just saying it out loud, it's like he strips away the power of the discomfort and drags it right into the light. It's an unbelievable emotional hook, really, grabbing us precisely because it's just so unashamedly honest.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The very title of the source material centers completely on this one word, Vedana. For those who might not know, this is the Malayalam word that translates directly to pain, suffering, or this kind of deep, deep ache. And nailing down this definition right at the top, absolutely crucial. It sets the entire foundation for understanding exactly where his head is at. We're clearly not just talking about a fleeting bad mood here. We're talking about a visceral, all-encompassing ache. But here's the kicker. He absolutely refuses to let this word become his prison. Section 1. Acknowledging the pain.
So when sitting with all that heavy discomfort, right after he admits he's in pain, he hits us with this critical little add-on. I understand that. He even throws in that he's taking too much time, totally acknowledging the slow, grueling process of just sitting with his current state. But there's this vital micro-distinction happening right here. Look, just experiencing suffering, that's passive. It's something that just happens to you. But actively choosing to understand it, wow, that requires intense focus. It means stepping back, looking at the pain objectively, and actually validating your own reality.
Which brings us to Section 2, a gift of strength.
Okay, so this is where his whole philosophy does a massive pivot. He radically reframes the very root of his struggle. In the raw transcript, he literally calls it a super all-strength law gift. Now, objectively speaking, what we're looking at is how a personal spiritual framework acts as this incredibly profound coping mechanism. He's not looking at his pain as some sort of cosmic punishment or just bad luck. Instead, he applies this powerful lens of faith, framing this intense challenge as a divine gift of strength. It's like he's being handed a literal superpower just disguised as hardship.
Section 3. An opportunity for growth. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer mental alchemy required to turn absolute suffering into a solid stepping stone. He explicitly repeats the word opportunity to just lock this mindset in, radically changing the nature of his discomfort. I mean, think about it. If pain is a gift of strength, then the pain itself is the classroom, right? It's the exact friction you need to build up emotional and spiritual muscle. It totally flips the whole script from, why is this happening to me, to, okay, what is this actually trying to teach me?
Then he takes this realization and just blows it wide open. He says, Alhamdulillah, which is an expression of deep gratitude, and notes that each and everything is happening for me and, of course, for you. Catch that shift? He goes from this intense internal reflection to suddenly addressing us, the audience, directly. He's basically taking his philosophy of purposeful suffering and extending it to everyone. He's reminding us that this universal ache, this Vedana, it's actually a shared human curriculum designed for our collective growth. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Section 4. The necessity of movement.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is that just understanding things isn't enough for him, which really brings us to the absolute core of his philosophy. There's this incredibly stark contrast between simply being in pain, which, let's be real, naturally leads to total stagnation and paralysis, and moving with that pain, which equals real action and growth. He absolutely refuses to just stay stuck. Even with all the heavy emotional weight he acknowledged at the very beginning, he literally demands forward momentum from himself. Just listen to the pure determination in his exact phrasing here. He says, I'll move like what I learned. I will do movement. He actually repeats his intention just to make sure there's absolutely zero misunderstanding. And check this out. His movement isn't just some random, chaotic flailing around. No, he says he's going to move like what he learned. The pain was the teacher. The opportunity gave him the lesson. And now the movement is the actual physical application of that hard-won knowledge. And then he distills the whole shebang down to this unbelievably punchy, direct command. Take it and move. He says, it's a must-understand, man. Take it and move. For anyone listening right now who's currently staring down their own massive, overwhelming obstacles,
This right here is the absolute most powerful, actionable takeaway from the entire piece. You do not have to wait for the pain to magically disappear before you start walking. Nope. You grab the lesson, you pack it up, and you step forward anyway.
Let's move to Zenit and see how this all builds into a genuinely cohesive system. What basically started out as a raw stream of consciousness vent actually hides a remarkably structured psychological framework. Check it out. Step 1. Understand the pain. Just validate it without judging yourself. Step 2. See the opportunity. Use whatever personal or spiritual framework you have to reframe that struggle as a gift. And Step 3. Do movement. Take real physical or mental action based purely on what that pain just taught you.
Section 5. A call for connection.
Because let's face it, even with the most perfect framework in the world, none of us exist in a vacuum. Right at the very end of his raw monologue, he breaks completely out of his internal isolation. He mentions he's waiting for your valuable comments and really wants an honest review. This closing thought just beautifully highlights such a core universal human need. Even after we've done all the grueling internal work to process our suffering and commit to moving forward, we still crave that shared community experience. We want our internal battles validated through connection, honest conversation, and just the reflection of others.
So we've taken a deeply personal, incredibly vulnerable moment and essentially reverse-engineered the exact mechanics of processing hardship. He didn't just feel the pain, he analyzed it, he reframed it as a tool for strength, and he absolutely mandated his own forward progress. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to think about the obstacles currently sitting right in your way. How will you take your pain, spot the hidden opportunity inside it, and actively choose to move today?